Yes, people, it is. I mean, we're back. It is Naffe, the United Point, and this is the post-match reaction. Um, where can I start? Um, I mean, we just got popped 4-1 by Watford. And when I say popped, I don't mean like. I mean, we actually got beaten, like battered by Watford. We made Watford. I mean, there's tweets all over. I mean, Twitter, of course, saying that we made Watford look like prime Barcelona, 09 Barca in the first half. That was all over Twitter. And then in the second half, they scored two more. For me, there's only two positives I can take out of this match. And I want to focus on the positives because I feel like anyone could run on about, oh, Ollie's useless. How is he still the manager? The owners are useless. This and that. People will focus on the negatives and they'll blow out proportion. And I mean, you can't blow this out proportion, obviously, but that will be the main focus. So I'm not going to do that. What's the point on focusing on what everyone else knows? We all know Ollie needs to be sacked. We all know that the board is useless. And we all know that this team and club, we're lost at the moment. We all know that. I don't need to speak on it further because we've spoken on it for months, for years in some cases. So what's the point? I'm going to focus on the few positives we can take from today's match, and that is Van der Beek and Sancho. For me, when Van der Beek came on and Sancho came on, I mean Sancho started. When Van der Beek came on, the game changed in my opinion. He looked levels ahead of every other midfielder that we had on the pitch today, including Bruno Fernandes. And that's not me saying he's better than Bruno, because they are levels. Bruno is better than Van der Beek. However, Van der Beek today proved to me that he is definitely better than McTominay and Fred and Matic, to be honest. And he deserves to start. Before today's match, a lot of the United fan base, a majority of us wanted to see Van der Beek playing football this season. We all thought that, coming into the season, he bulked up, he got strong. Pre-season, he was one of our best players. We all expected him to play, and he's been treated the same as last season. And to be honest with you, the treatment of Van der Beek has been outrageous. However, after today's game, if Ollie does manage to stay and keep his job, I don't feel like there's a way he can bench Van der Beek after that performance. I'm not saying that he was out of this world amazing. However, he could have easily have had 3 assists in that game, way more than any other player could have had in that game. Both halves combined, he only played a half. He also got a goal as well. So, for me, for periods of that second half, he actually dictated our play. He controlled the match for Man United for some periods. And for me, he looked like the only player that could actually link up with Jadon Sancho as well. And that's going to lead me nicely into my next positive, which is Jadon Sancho in the second half. Jadon Sancho for me in the second half looked like, or reminded me of the Jadon Sancho that we know and love, that played at Borussia Dortmund. He actually looked pretty decent in the second half. He put in 1 or 2 good crosses. He got a pass to an assist as well. And he was taking on players. He looked aggressive. He looked like he knew what he was doing. And the link-up play between both my positives from this match, which is Van der Beek and Sancho, I mean, they probably had the best link-up play in this match out of any other players, out of any of our players in the whole heart and in the whole game. So, that those are the 2 biggest positives I can take from today's match. Another positive we can take is David De Gea. I mean, it's not even a positive, to be honest, but he had a decent game. He saved 2 penalties. He saved multiple shots. The last goal that he let in, I mean, anyone can get onto him and whatnot, but it doesn't make a difference. We've still lost the game. So I'm not going to get onto him for, not saving I think, was it the 3rd or 4th goal? Maybe even both. Both of them should have been saved. I'm not too sure, but either way, I can't get onto him because the game wasn't lost because of him. And even if he saved both of those last 2 goals, we would have still lost. So it's irrelevant. Those are pretty much the only positives I can take from today's game. In order to not brush everything aside, I'm not going to focus on these negatives, but I'm going to give you my viewpoint on them. I will make a longer video eventually on it if I can come around and gather myself to do it. Because honestly, yeah, if I can just gather enough willpower to do it, I will do it, and I will do it. I know I will. But yeah, I will just briefly brush on the negatives or on the things that everyone will be talking about. And I'm gonna start on Harry Maguire first of all. First and foremost, he's been shocking this season. He's he's one of the worst. He's been putting in some of the worst centre back performances that I've seen in the Man United top this season. He is our captain. He is our club captain, and Ollie continuously comes out to support him. How do I feel about this? I'm I'm stuck in a crossroads because as a manager, you need to back your captain. You can't be coming out and slagging off your captain when he's when he's going through bad form, and I completely understand that. However, you also have the power to tell your captain to you got to treat him as a player first of all, because that's what he is. First of all, he is a player. You got to tell him. You got to bring him to the side and tell him, listen, mate, you've been my mistake, my bad. I've played you too much. I need you to rest and get back to and just focus on training and focus on your fitness, focus on everything else. Get your head back into the game, take some time off, and get back to the player that I know you can be. Get back to your best. Because right now, if we're both being honest, you're not at your best, and it happens. I'm not gonna get onto you for it, but I need you to get back to where you should be. So, and then obviously, in order to do that, you need to take some time off. I mean, he just had 2 weeks off, but in those 2 weeks, he was banging the headers for Man United for England. So he hasn't had time off. And yeah, that's where I feel like Ollie's like he is taking a piss a bit because he's coming out and publicly backing Harry Maguire week in week out despite his performances. Before today's game, he was like making sly comments about Harry Maguire, hushing his critics and whatnot. These so-called fans, these so-called critics, are getting onto us and the people that watch the game for being honest and giving honest takes on Harry Maguire. And I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not going to be angry because it just makes Ollie look like a mug. Because this captain that you've been backing so much, he's come out and he's got a red card in 60 minutes. In an hour, he's managed to be sent off by getting 2 yellow cards. And the second yellow card was purely down to him. He legit like 4 individual mistakes in a matter of 5 seconds. And he's sent off. This is your captain. This is the player that's meant to lead. When we receive our first penalty, he's screaming in the ref ear, and in the ref's ear, the ref's airing him, and he's running off, jumping around and swinging his arms around like a little kid. Behind him, you've got David De Gea talking to the ref, just talking to him like. And obviously, you got captains and you got people that react emotionally to things, and I do love an emotional player. Someone like Roy Keane is, he'll be screaming in the ref, but he's not screaming in the ref in like some childish way. Do you know what I mean? There's acting emotional in a manly way, in a manly manner, and it's just acting like a little kid. And Maguire he's just not a captain at all. He's not a captain. He's trying his best to be by reacting like that, and he's just not a captain. The armband he needs to be taken off him immediately, and put on the arm of either Ronaldo or David De Gea. Me personally, I would give it David De Gea. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's clearly got a great friendship with Ronaldo. He's been at the club for a handful of years. How many years now? And he's seen us, and he's currently seen us through our lowest of lows, and he's currently been this season's best player. So clearly he's mature enough. He's gonna be a keeper for the next 5 years and whatnot. He's not going anywhere. I don't think he is. Please don't. I'll give it to David De Gea. I'm not gonna lie to you, but yeah, that's my take on the Maguire situation. He needs to be dropped, and the captain's armband needs to be taken off him immediately and not returned. And if he's got an issue with that, get rid of him, because he's not living up to the money that we bought him for, and that's not his fault. I can't hold that against him. He didn't ask to be sold for 80 million, but his performances aren't worthy of 30 million. So and then he's gonna complain and cry and moan if we take the armband off him. Get rid of him then. But clearly he's not mature enough and honest with himself I feel like after a certain point in life, you need to be honest with yourself. When people critique you, you can't get emotional to it. You need to hear them out, look at yourself honestly, and decipher whether they're right or wrong. And I feel like the whole world knows that everyone critiquing Harry Maguire right now is right, apart from maybe Oli and Maguire. So I don't know. I have no idea. I just know that he needs to be dropped and he can't be the captain of this club because I mean we've got clowns at all levels of this club, at all levels of power at this club, and it doesn't help if one of the biggest clowns at this club is the captain. We've got a clown in charge of the management. We've got a clown in charge of the players on the pitch, and we've got a clown in charge of the whole club. We've got clowns owning the club. It's a circus, isn't it? So I mean, it would help if one of the people with power at our club actually wasn't a clown. I'm gonna leave it at that when it comes to Maguire. In terms of Ollie getting sacked, you guys tell me. What do you lot think? Do you lot think he's gonna get sacked tonight? I have no idea. Because if there was ever a time to sack him, it was after Liverpool's match. Didn't happen. You're thinking, cool. What about Man City? You get popped 2-0 at Man City. You don't even touch the ball basically throughout the whole game. Doesn't get the sack. Like, rah. That's crazy. So when can he get the sack? I don't know. International break comes. You're thinking, cool. Our next 3 games, or our next 11 games are all must-win games. You can't be dropping points, especially in our next 3 games. Our next 3 games are Watford, Villarreal, I think, on Tuesday, and Chelsea. Out of these 3 matches, you should be looking to get 2 wins and 1 draw. In an ideal world, or in a world where Man United is a Man United that I grew up watching and love and support, we're looking to get 3 wins. And that is our mindset. We should be getting 3 wins. Dropping points to either Chelsea, Villarreal, or Watford is unacceptable. That's the Man United that I know and I support. And I'm not going to let my standards of this club be lowered by the people that are in charge and the current way that this club is. We've now lost to the easiest opponent out of the 3. The one game where I looked at the game with confidence that we'll actually win, we've lost 4-1. So where do we go from here? We've still got Villarreal on Tuesday and we've got Chelsea on Saturday or Sunday. Saturday, I think. Where do we go from here? There's no lower point to go. We've been put 4-0. I said it can't get worse than this because we've just been put by Liverpool at home. We then go to Man City come to us. We're at home against Man City, I think. They destroy us 2-0. It was a humble popping because the scoreline it doesn't show how the game felt. We didn't touch the ball at all. We were chasing the ball for 60 minutes at home. That's embarrassing. That is men against boys. I'm thinking it legit cannot get worse than this. If we lose to Chelsea, that's not as bad as losing to City or Liverpool. And I'll take the loss to Chelsea. It is what it is. We've now been beaten by Watford 4-1. And it's not even like it's a humble beating. It's not even like it's a 2-1. They've nicked it last minute. We played badly. It is what it is. We deserved, the scoreline is deserved. That first half, we made Watford look like prime Barcelona. And the second half, well, we had some sort of spark due to Van der Beek. But, like, Van der Beek can only do so much, you know what I mean? And if we're relying on Van der Beek to come on and win us a match against Watford, then what are we doing? So, yeah, so we've now lost the easiest game out of these 3. What are we going to do against Villarreal now? What are we going to do against Chelsea? I mean, if I look at our next couple of fixtures, our next fixtures are Villarreal on Tuesday, Chelsea on Sunday, Arsenal next on the Thursday after that, then Crystal Palace, Young Boys, Norwich, Brentford, Brighton. Cool. So out of our next games, before today's match, this is what I would have thought we would do. We'll beat Watford. We'll beat Villarreal. We'll lose to Chelsea. If I'm being honest, I actually think we'll lose against Chelsea. I feel like we will lose against Arsenal. Or we might draw against Arsenal. But then you will beat Crystal Palace, beat Young Boys, beat Norwich, and probably beat Brentford and Brighton. Now, after today's match, I honestly Can't see us beating Villarreal. I feel like we might get a draw. To be honest, Man United tend to do better against non-English teams. But even then, we have got Mr. Champions League and Ronaldo. But Villarreal are a good team. We then got Chelsea. I have no faith in us beating Chelsea at all. I mean, going into the season, I thought Chelsea would win this season, the Premier League. So I have no faith in us beating Chelsea. Then Arsenal. So there's something about Arsenal and Oli that just doesn't mix. Oli can... whenever we play Arsenal, we play shit. And look at how bad we're playing now. So imagine how bad we'll play against Arsenal in this current form. Especially in the form that Arsenal in as well. Because I feel like Arsenal are actually playing very good football. I've been respecting what Arsenal are doing. I'm not going to lie to you. They're building a good team. But the players they're signing, with the way that they play football, you can see what Arteta's doing. And you know what? Praise to Arsenal. I'm not going to hate on their thing. I'm jealous. I'm envious of it. So that's Arsenal. I feel like Arsenal will beat us. Crystal Palace just beat, or did they beat or draw against City a couple of weeks ago? Crystal Palace are actually looking decent under what's his face, the Arsenal geezer. So that's a hard game for Man United right now. Crystal Palace is a hard game. Can I see Crystal Palace getting points against Man United? 100%, 100%. Young Boys, we should beat Young Boys. I can't lie. If we lose to Young Boys, then I'm lost. I'm confused at what football is. I might as well start watching American football. Norwich, if we lose to Norwich, same thing. That's outrageous. Brentford, Norwich, I can't lie. I don't see them getting points against Man United. Young Boys, I don't see Young Boys getting points against Man United. Brentford, same, and Brighton, same. But will I be surprised if they do? 100% not. Because at this moment in time, you cannot be surprised if Man United drop points against any team in football. We can lose to anyone right now. Anyone. If we were to play flipping Derby against Waz's lot, yeah, against Rooney's team, I wouldn't be surprised if somehow they drew against us, despite them being bottom of the championship. I honestly wouldn't be surprised. So yeah, that's where I stand. Me personally, I don't really care about it, like regarding Maguire, because even if he is dropped and the armband's taken off him, I still feel like our defense is shocking anyway. So I don't know where we'll go from there. Regarding Oli getting sacked, what's gonna happen? I'm so scared that Oli will get sacked, but we'll keep the same management behind him. So all the coaches that are coaching his players at Carrington, they're still going to stay there. So despite us sacking Oli and bringing in some kind of little situationship flipping manager, the football won't change any. It won't get any better because the people that are coaching these footballers, they're not changing. For me, I'm not going to lie to you, the coaches behind Oli are even worse than Oli, because the fact that they've got an embarrassment of riches to train, and they're getting them to play like this, I honestly don't know. I've seen better coaches at recreational football games. My football coach at my sixth form is better than these Man United dons. We didn't even train, but at least we had chemistry. At least he would rile us up and get some energy in us. That's better. Listen, I feel like everyone knows what I'm saying. So if Oli is to go, I'm just scared that the coaches will stay the same and the football won't get better, and will just keep spiraling out of control, leading to Ronaldo leaving this season. At the end of the season, I feel like he will leave after this, because why the hell would he stay? He's on his last few lives, isn't it? He's getting old. He's gonna retire soon. He's come back to Man United hoping for like a dream ending to win the Premier League one last time, be that guy. I'm sorry, but it's not going to happen with the Glazers and whatnot in charge at Man United. It's not going to happen with Oli in charge. It's not going to happen with these coaches in charge. And we're not going to win another Premier League for, in my opinion, for the next 5 years now. I feel like this reset that we've had under Oli, this 3-year project that they've been preaching, talking about the future, it's all gone to waste now. Because half the team are leaving at the end of the season. Pogba's leaving, Van der Beek's leaving, Ronaldo's leaving, Lingard's leaving, Eric Bailly's probably leaving. I wouldn't be surprised if someone like Lindelof was to leave. a lot of the team that we've got are leaving. Martial's leaving. That's 6 players. That's a lot of the squad leaving. And in terms of the youth as well, no one's getting better. Mason Greenwood hasn't got better. I feel like the same Mason Greenwood that we had 2 seasons ago is the same Mason Greenwood we've got now. We're just giving him more minutes. He's just more comfortable. As an actual footballer, he hasn't got better. All he knows is step over, shoot. There's no improvement. In terms of Marcus Rashford, a lot of my friends that support Man United say I'm a hater of Rashford because I say he's not as good as people think. He's not. He hasn't improved. He's a pace merchant that can do two step overs and kick the ball hard. And that's nothing against him. That's just him being the same player he was a couple of years ago because he hasn't been coached to do anything better. So honestly, I don't see a positive future for Man United, especially next season. I feel like next season might be even worse. I feel like we're gonna go into another reset or rebuild that we've apparently been on. Yeah, in to summarize, it's we're going down a very long road of darkness right now, and I feel like we're only entering the start. I feel like this isn't even the worst. I feel like it's gonna get even worse because next season, even if you bring in a manager, like who are you gonna bring in? Zidane probably doesn't want to do it. There's rumors saying Zidane didn't even want to do it. The board, we had the chance to get Conte. In my opinion, he was a manager I wanted to get because even if the board above him is shit, at least he's got players will respect him. He's harsh. He can first of all he can coach as well. I don't understand how you're a manager of a football team and you don't coach them. That makes no sense to me. But he can coach, and he's strict. He's harsh. He will get the right mindset into these players. The board didn't want him because of those reasons, which is absolutely absurd to me. So the manager that we will sign or will get will be another puppet that the board can control. And I don't feel like they'll be good enough to actually lead Man United to win a Premier League, especially with the teams above us, especially because of the standard that the teams above us are at. They've got world-class managers with world-class players, with world-class owners, and we have none of it. So just by bringing in a half decent manager, we're not gonna win. If I'm being deadly honest, we're not gonna win. But yeah, I don't want to run on too much. I don't want to get into like some waffle mode. And I said I'll keep this brief, and I ended up waffling. So I'm gonna end it here. Well, let me just give you my player ratings. I want to keep it quick in it. David De Gea, I'm giving David De Gea a 7. He's going through bare shit right now. Without David De Gea, we'll be in the bottom half of the Premier League table. We'll probably be out of the Champions League. And yeah, he's been our best player this season. He saved 2 penalties in the first 10 minutes of today's game. Like that says enough. On top of that, let me see how many saves he actually had today. Watford had 20. Oi. Let me just say this. Watford had 20 shots today. Man United had 9. That's mad. That is mental. But he doesn't say how many saves we had. I don't know why. But I mean, he saved 2 penalties. From memory, he saved about 3 or 4 other shots as well throughout the match. Some of them were harder than others. So I'll give him a 7. Wan-Bissaka, I'll give Wan-Bissaka a 4. I thought he's dreadful today. I can't lie to you. I like Wan-Bissaka. I rate him. But today I thought he was rubbish. I thought mentally he just looked lost. He looked like he wasn't trying. He looked like he didn't care. He looked like he's just there to pick up a wage. Honestly, that's the best way I can summarize his performance today. He's there for vibes. Yeah, he's just there to let me play football because I enjoy playing football. And at the end of the match, I'm getting paid this amount of money anyway. And then I'll probably drive home illegally and get, you know what I mean? That was unnecessary. I'm sorry, I didn't even say that. But either way, he's just there for vibes. Lindelof, I feel like Lindelof was our best defender today. I don't rate him, but today I can't remember him really doing too much wrong. I mean, we still conceded 4, so I'm going to give him a 5. Actually, no, you know what? Run that back. I'm giving Wan-Bissaka a 3, and I'm giving Lindelof a 4. Luke Shaw, I'm giving Luke Shaw a 4 as well. I just feel like we need to rest Luke Shaw. I can't lie to you. I feel like Luke Shaw's going through the same stuff that Maguire's going through. However, Maguire's trying to show everyone that he's not going through it. He's trying to fight it, whereas Luke Shaw is just keeping it humble and keeping it stepping. And unlike Maguire, I feel like Luke Shaw's putting more of his body on the line. He's not costing us as much. He's getting hurt after every game. 2 weeks ago he got concussed. He's going through a lot right now, innit? But at least he's still trying, which is I can admire that about Luke Shaw. Whereas Maguire, he scores 2-2 headers San Marino and he's going, hey, he's giving it the big one, trying to say everyone shut up. It's mad. Maguire, I'm giving him a 1. He's a plonker, innit? That's the best way I can put it. In the match, before he got his first yellow card, and this is where I can prove to you that I'm not a hater of Harry Maguire. I'm honest. I'll give you my honest opinion of what I see. Before he picked up his first yellow card, I was praising him. I said, you know what? I wouldn't have picked Maguire in today's match. However, he has been picked and he's actually performing decently well. He's had 2 good blocks and he's not costing us in any way, shape or form. Picks up a useless yellow because of his lack of pace and because of coaching telling 2 slow centre-backs to be chilling on the halfway line. That's not even the main reason, but that's another thing as well. That's on coaching. That's not even why he picked up his first yellow card. He was just out of position and he has no pace to recover, so he just pulls down the star. Yellow card. Stupidness. It's his fault. The second yellow card is an absolute embarrassment. The ball's come to him. There's absolutely no danger, no pressure. He takes a dreadful touch and then he absolutely kills. I don't even know who the Watford player was, but he murdered him. So that happened, and it's just like, first of all, as an £80 million defender, you cannot be doing that. You're supposed to be the most composed player on the pitch. You're supposed to be that guy. He's not. And then it's just dreadful. No leadership as well. It's a 1. That performance today was a joke. McTominay, I'm giving McTominay a 3. I thought it was useless today. Absolutely useless. I feel like if I'm giving Wan-Bissaka a 3, I'm giving McTominay a 3. Same thing today. He just looked out of it. He just looked like he was just there for vibes. He just looked out of his depth, which is crazy because we're playing against Watford. Matic, I'll give Matic a 5. I feel like first half he was useless as him and McTominay working together just didn't work at all. I don't understand how you can pick 2 slow centre backs and 2 slow CDMs when you're coming against a team that is scoring goals off of pace. Their whole idea of football is defend and counter attack with the pacey players I've got up front, and then you pick a back 6 of slow players. It makes no sense. If you're bad at management, fair enough, but you shouldn't lack common sense. You don't need flipping Einstein to know that to stop fast players, you pick fast players. You don't pick slow players to stop fast. It's common sense, like. But yeah, with that being said, second half I feel like he did play better. I mean, he had a big role to fill in, so he had to go centre back, and I actually thought he played better at centre back. But yeah, I'll give him a 4. I'll give him a 3. I'll give him a 3.5. Only because when he went to centre back, that's not his position, and I actually thought he handled it quite well. With that being said, he did concede 2. So I don't know. I'll give him a 3.5 because he is a senior player, and I don't really know what it was. I don't know, man. Bruno Fernandes, I'm giving Bruno Fernandes a 2. I thought it was dreadful, absolutely dreadful. The whole penalty situation, which put us under the hammer from the get-go, was his fault. After that, I thought it was dreadful. We didn't get into the game, and the only one good thing I remember him doing is putting a very good tackle in our box in the whole 90 minutes. So that was the worst performance I've seen Bruno put in. I can't lie to you, and I'm not gonna continue on Bruno simply because how everyone knows how important he's been to us, and he is human. Sancho first half was irrelevant. Second half, I thought he was one of our best players, so I'm gonna give Sancho a 6. One of our best players today, and I'm excited to see more from him if he gets picked. Ronaldo, I'm giving Ronaldo a 6. Actually, no, I'm giving Ronaldo a 5. I'm not gonna lie to you. He did get one-on-one chances that you expect Ronaldo to put away, and if I'm being honest, he should have put them away. 2 of them at least, or 1 of them at least. With that being said, however, you were asking a lot for him. He was dropping so deep just to get a ball. He was trying his best to lead everyone. You could see it whenever we get the ball was just. How can you be dribbling with the ball as a striker and you've dropped into left centre mid to get the ball, and instead of dribbling and trying to take people on, like Ronaldo would usually do, he's telling everyone he's legit directing people whilst he's got the ball at his feet. It's mad. And I feel sorry for him. I actually feel so sorry for him. I need to get an assist, but you're a striker, and despite how bad it is, you're Ronaldo. And with the pedestal that I and many people put you on, with these chances that you were getting, you need to put one away. So I'm going to give him a 5. Rashford, I'm giving Rashford a 3. I thought it was useless today's match. I'm not surprised by it. There's a reason why I didn't pick him in my pre-game whatever. What do you want Rashford to do against Watford? It's not the game for Rashford. So, what more do I need to say? Martial comes on, and I feel like Martial was better. I don't feel like Martial played well, but he was better. I'll give Martial a 5. He did lose the ball a lot, but you know what? He defended. He came back. He tried his best to defend. He was trying. And you can't expect a player to come on after not playing for how long, low confidence, and then come out and play. I mean, your team's already losing. You can't. Basically, Martial's been put in a horrible position, and he's going through stuff himself. So what do you expect from Martial? Van der Beek for me, man of the match for me. I'll give Van der Beek a 7. Came on, he got an assist. I mean, he got a goal, and he could have got 3 assists. And throughout the second half, there were times throughout that game where he actually dictated and controlled play, which is very exciting to see. And based on that performance, he should be starting every single game from now on for Man United. And who else? Diego Dalot, I'm giving Dalot a 3. That fourth goal, I mean, as a professional footballer, you should be embarrassed with the way he dealt with it. And Matic as well. You know what? I'm bringing Matic down for that. I'm remembering his involvement as well. What is he doing? As a senior player, yeah, you're getting a 3 as well. But that is it. My throat hurts. I need to stop talking. I need throat lozenges because, anyways, that is it. Thank God. I will be making a video going into more detail on how I feel at this club and what needs to happen, because a lot does need to change. But yeah, I hope that match didn't ruin everyone's Saturday. You know, positive vibes only. I hope you all go and enjoy a nice Saturday's dinner with your family, innit? My name's Naffe. This is United Point, and God help us all. Love.